Bansou Sentai Kizunager, Bond 33, The Kizuna Girls and the Babysitting Adventure. The story begins in the spacecraft known as Shred Dawn. The bonded king used the Ginga Go 5, and Time Ranger bonded keys inside of the tomb of the undead to revive the past grunts, the seaman units, familiars imps, and the junk droid zeniths, to assist the Bansouenders to prevent the New World daybreak from happening as Bakurenki and Zaku Racer plans to use the ToQger bonded key to revive one of the generals from the evil army shadow line to remind a child about their tragic past. Meanwhile at the Fallenet in the city of Nisvale in another world, Yihdra or villain, Kizuna Magus, explains to her friends, Togo, Emily, Tsukasa, Tenri, Raniya, Azir, and Teltina, that since she created a special kind of fusion spell to fuse both Earth and another world with bond energy, she explains that they needs to use the royal scepter, the Amen buckle, the holy sword, and the Kizunager's bond plates to create a large amount of bond energy to safely fuse their worlds together to create a new world. This made the Kizunagers impressed at Yihdra's research to find a safe way to fuse their worlds to prevent the New World daybreak from existing and also prevent the bonded king from being born too. But then Teltina noticed that Lowji, Kizuna Knight, isn't around the fall Inkit as she plans to go look for him to join them to make their dream come to life. As Teltina looks around the village as she is glad that everyone is living peacefully until she spotted Lowji sitting on a bench alone feeling both shocked and bothered about something. He explains to Teltina that he received a letter from his parents of the Royal Mist family about wanting him to come home to see how he is doing. But Lowji refuses to see his parents again since his own father disowned him for not having any magical powers when he was born, which made Teltina understand Lowji's tragic past when he was a child. But she wants Lowji to find closure with his family just like she found closure with her family after forming a bond between humans and demi-humans to coexist with each other. So now Lowji has no choice but to accept Teltina's help to find closure with his family since he secretly wants to see them again. But then Teltina witnessed Lowji reverting back into a child as she receives a call from Tsukasa and Yihdra that Togo and Azir were also turned back into kids as well. When Yihdra and the other girls looked around the village and see that only the men have reverted back into children while the women remain the same age, they witnessed the seaman units, familiars imps, and the junk droid zeniths to lure the Kizunagers out of hiding to prevent the second phase of creating a new world from happening until Yihdra and the girls pull out their bond plates and inserts them into their Kizuna braces to transform into the Kizunagers, Magus, Rise, Gold, Silver, Pink, and Yellow, to save the children from harm's way while keeping an eye on Lowji, Togo, and Azir from getting into trouble with the Bansouenders since they are children now. Emily inserts the Kyuger Legend bond plate to her Kizuna brace to allow the Kizuna girls to perform the Zuden Brave finish to take down the past grunts for good as they retrieved the Ginga Go 5, and Time Ranger bonded keys and transform them into 3 new Legend bond plates for them to use. But then they witness Bakurenki and Zaku Racer taking Togo, Lowji, and Azir hostage as they explain to the Kizuna girls that this nightmare has only just begun as they teleported away from the scene. Meanwhile at the Vandyne family mansion, Bakurenki and Zaku Racer took Togo, Lowji, and Azir to a playroom where all the other males who were reverted back into children are being kept as they are having a good time, which makes Togo, Lowji, and Azir convinced that they aren't the bad guys and join the other kids to have some fun as well. But Bakurenki and Zaku Racer are furious that the bonded king wanted them to babysit the male children to keep them distracted as they witness Miss Greta, from Resource and ToQgers, having a tea party with Connor Vandyne, son of Edgar Vandyne, who are sharing their tragic past together as they are forming a bond towards each other, but unaware that those bonds are created from dark bond energy to make Connor accept his dark bonds. So now Zaku Racer and Bakurani placed the Dark Ranger and Jekai Ranger bonded keys into the Tomb of the Undead to revive the Igoroids and the Rinchish to hunt down the Kizuna girls to prevent them from stopping their plans. Back at the Falling Kit, Teltina and Yihdra explains to the other girls about this problem happened before when Connor used the mana seed to turn all of the citizens back into children. But it seems to only affect the males around the kingdom instead of the females. They witness Bakuranki leading the group of Igoroids and the Rinchish to capture more children to lure the Kizuna girls out of hiding while Zaku Racer is piloting the Kizuna Ender Robo as he inserts the Flashman bonded key to form the Kizuna Ender Robo, Flashman Custom, to attack them inside of the Falling Kit. So now Yihdra and the other girls transform back into the Kizunagers as she along with Teltina and Raniya are facing against Bakuranki and the horde of grunts while Emily, Tsukasa, and Tenri summon the Kizuna beasts, Trustorm, Promise Striker, Unikog, Love Mariner, and Griffate, to form the sparkling Kizuna Kaiser to take down the Kizuna Ender Robo. Meanwhile, Yihdra along with Teltina and Raniya have managed to make their way to the Vandyne family mansion to find out if their theory is true. She inserts the Gingaman, Go-Go 5, and Time Ranger Legend bond plates into her Kizuna brace to summon Ginga Pink, Go Pink, and Time Pink to take down the Igoroids and the Rinchish while they face against Bakuranki on their own. But then witness him reverting back into a kid as well as Bakuranki fears that Connor's connection with Miss Greta is growing stronger and spiraling out of control, which made Yihdra and the other girls shocked to find out the truth about what's causing all the males around the kingdom to be reverted back into children as they make their way to Connor's bedroom to put a stop to it. Back at the city of Nisvale, Tenri along with Emily and Tsukasa are struggling to pilot the sparkling Kizuna Kaiser on their own with just the three of them, but manage to weaken the Kizuna Ender Robo a bit to allow them to perform the sparkling Kizuna Galaxy Blaster to destroy it for good to force Zaku Racer to retreat, but left the Flashman bonded key behind for Tenri to retrieve as it transforms into the Flashman Legend bond plate. Back at the Vandyne family mansion, Yihdra and the other Kizuna girls have made their way to Connor's bedroom to put an end to the Bansouenders' schemes, but it seems that Connor has fallen in love with Miss Greta since they share a tragic past together and can relate to each other's own pain, which causes Connor to accept his dark bond energy infused with Miss Greta to transform into the Resol bond key and tells the Kizuna girls that the contract has been sealed and he inherits the Resol Sentai ToQgers' ultimate power as he performs the Black Rainbow Rush to knock the Kizuna girls down to the ground.